Hi there. They call me the governor, and welcome to our live stream event talking about the very first episode of the last season of The Walking Dead. So, we have these fine people. I hope everyone can hear me out there. We have a chat going on, so please chat to us. Let us know what's going on. But I have these fine people with me. I'd like them to introduce themselves. You probably know who they are if you've been watching, but let's start off with Jaz. Jaz, tell them about you.
Hi, I'm Jaz. I am formerly of Wizard World. You might see me around Fandom Expo in the coming up. We'll see how that all works out. And I love The Walking Dead. I can't believe this is the final season, and it's going to be good.
Absolutely, I agree. You know, and it's crazy that it's the last season. Speaking of crazy, MamaDeadHead. Tell about you.
I am Mama or Sarah, either is fine, and I am a reactor and just friend in the fandom.
Awesome. And Machond, take it away.
Hello there, beautiful people. I am a fellow member of the Walking Dead community. Walking Dead is the greatest show to grace television. I will forever stand on that. And you can find my full uncut reactions at patreon.com/MachondReacts. MACHOND.
Very good. And as I said, they call me the governor. I am with Fandom Spotlite. You may have seen my mini-me, my last reaction, aka the puppet governor. Though he thinks I'm the puppet, I don't get it. But yes, I am a member of the Biting Dead community because I hate Rick. And I've been going to different Walking Dead conventions and cosplaying and all this stuff for quite some time and reacting. And I have quite the reaction to this particular episode. But I know we want to talk about the end because, you know, Jaz is like jumping out of her seat, wanting to talk about the end. But let's start at the beginning. The whole Mission Impossible scenario where they're like breaking into some bunker full of, you know, sleeping biters.
It was like a fallen military base. Yeah.
I guess they were on the roof of it because
First, yeah.
Because at least I'm like thinking it was an underground bunker or something, but
it was like a fallen military base, and they were on the roof, and they were like using the rock climbing string to get down in there. I don't know what the hook and string and stuff is called, but yeah, there we go. It started off great. I just need to talk about this because when it started off, I was I'm so excited. Compose yourself. Okay.
Breathe.
All of that was amazing, and of course shit had to hit the fan. But can we just talk about how my auntie Carol yet again just got to go the extra mile, and she saw that big crate over there, and she like, look like something might be useful in there. Hold on one sec, everybody up there, I know I won't die. And she went and got like a whole nother stash of MREs.
Yeah.
She just continues to come through.
Well, I think my quote was, "Yeah, use that plot armor. Get some more stuff."
Exactly. We knew she wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on. There's stuff coming ahead for her and Daryl. But yeah, I was like, look, my girl did it again. She did it again.
Well, supposedly she doesn't know she's not going to die, so she's taking risks. But I do need to say it was very reminiscent of, what was it, season 9? Or when they went into the museum and they were taking the wagon and all that stuff. And I was like, it's another mission, another, you know, supply run for their future. This time it was food, which is very important. But, you know, I definitely got the vibes of, you know, them stupidly bringing a heavy wagon over a glass thing with biters. But
they was kind of walking.
Yeah.
I mean, I was mad that they didn't get more stuff. Like, you're going to tell me there wasn't more weapons, there wasn't, like, you just killed all of those walkers and you're not going to take the stuff off them because they were in military gear.
Literally.
So there was, like, way more stuff. Like, come on.
They could have stayed up top and honestly. Just, you know, killed biters until they were all dead.
Not to mention all the guns that was just laying around everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
pick
for
some of
this
those
far
up,
into the
too.
apocalypse, you would think to do that.
Yeah, they Carol, you could tell Carol was like gun shopping, and Maggie's like, nope, we're here for food.
Exactly.
There is some action in the chat. We have KCTWD says can't wait. Miss Kayla says, hey everyone, Deborah almost here. Hi everyone, glad we're back. We are too. Miss Kayla says, Machond, you should be on Talking Dead.
Absolutely, positively, sure should. And I'm already in LA. Y'all ain't even got to fly me out.
Yeah, I think they should fly me out though. Hi, Idol the Governor says Jonathan. Miss Kayla says I saw your reaction, Governor. LOL. I guess she's talking about my little puppet friend. And Corey Karn says I was waiting for Walker to bite someone's leg like the one who got Herschel in the prison. I actually made a comment in my reaction. Why isn't everyone wearing like knee-high boots that are like reinforced? Deborah says the opening shot with Daryl was great. Yep.
Yep.
And Miss Kayla says I think it was season 9 when they went into the museum at the beginning. I think so. I think that was
the premiere. I think
the premiere, and then by season 5, Rick was, MIA. He's not dead. Damn it. He should be, but anyway.
Real quick, can I say something? When you just said, why isn't everybody wearing like thigh-high boots? That just made me think about how stressed out Rosita's original outfit, like how much it stressed me out. The crop with the, ooh, baby.
Little short. Yeah.
Just asking to be big in the stomach, the arms, legs, like it really used to stress me out. And the earrings, pull your whole ear out, like.
No, I will forever be annoyed by the fact that so many people with long hair do not have it up. Why?
Yes.
Why is your hair down? Why?
Bida could grab it. Yep. Well,
Machond only did as a savior in the alternate universe, had her hair pulled back. Literally,
Yeah.
only did.
Well,
at least she shaved part of it so that she doesn't have to worry about part of it.
the kingdom, though, had the right idea.
Like the heat's from just being so bad over there, too.
Yeah, it is very hot, but the kingdom had the right idea with all the armor.
Yeah.
It's like that was a really good idea. Yep. And now they don't really wear it anymore. So it's like, what the hell? That was a great idea, having Greaves. Someone tried to, Herschel got bit in the leg. Later on, he lost his head, but, that things happen. But we won't get into that. But he got bit, because of a sleepy bite. I forgot about them being sleepy. Because I remember they were all like shuffling around. There was a whole big horde trying to remember that like pile up situation, and then they had to like try to lead the thing away, and then they screwed up. You know what I'm talking about with the whole big huge horde. And they were just like, they weren't sleeping. They were just for like years. They were like, I gotta get through here. But apparently some of them sleep. The military grab shut-eye when they can. I think that's, that's built into their training. So
I never understand the, like, sleeping walkers. I always thought, like, they died and they never necessarily reincarnated because, like, there wasn't any noise or anything to wake them up. Like, I don't know. Like, why are they, like, literally sleep?
Right. That's what I was wondering, too.
Because if they had something to do, like how many times has Alexandria been surrounded by 1 million walkers? Like they don't get tired. So I just always thought that if the ones that were sleeping, they just never like got up once they died. Like they were just still wherever they died at, and they just never had nothing to wake them up. Because clearly they didn't have no problem getting up from just a little blood drip.
Yeah, I thought that was a vampire thing, actually. But Ms. Kayla says, oh, I'm so happy for Chris Hardwick and his wife. They're expecting their first child together. So,
did not know that.
Congratulations to Chris Hardwick and your lovely wife. Make sure your child ends up better than mine, because, you don't want to have them in the closet. And then if that does happen, keep Michonne away. Yeah, that was quite the opening scene. Yeah, I'm not sure what the rules are with Bitas because it kind of changes.
It really does.
It's like, okay, so they can be fast in this one, be slow in this one. They can make noise. Oh no, they can practically be decapitated, but they're still viable, but they don't make noise. You know, there's all kinds of weird rules. You know, they can be waterlogged, whatever. Yeah, I don't understand why some of them sleep, why they don't. I mean, I think Milton explained to me that what Machond was doing was cutting off the mouths, you know, the jaws, so they couldn't feed. And when they couldn't feed, they went into like a catatonic state, but she was still dragging them around. So I don't get it.
He also whacked off the arms so they couldn't scratch too.
Yeah, you know.
I feel like
Milton might have some ideas, but I, you know, killed that fucker. Anyway. That was pretty good.
I love the walker noise. I like it when they scream. Like, relax. Like, why are you screaming?
But yeah, that was a good opening scene. You know, they were on a mission. I knew a rope was gonna break. It's like inevitable. It's like a trope at this point. If they're like lifting stuff up with a rope, somebody in that group didn't maintain their rope, and one's gonna break.
Question: was it so was the one that broke the same one that they used to pull Carol up eventually? Because that's what it looked like, but everything was happening so fast, and it was like half dark. Because like I was like, okay, so that thing couldn't lift up the MREs, but it could lift up Carol. Like what are we doing?
No, I think that they used a different one because they had like 3 different ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they had like 4 at first, and then maybe, you know, because that one broke, they were down to 3.
Yeah.
So they couldn't get everybody out as quickly, which, you know, worked out well for, you know, plot armor Carol, because she saw that extra box of MREs, and she's like, hey, that looks like a box of MREs. I don't think these fuckers have been eating it. I'm going to go grab some. So,
you know, sometimes I forget about her plot armor and I just say what I've always said. Oh, you've been through worse. This is fine. Right? Like, this is fine. You can get through this.
Yeah, it was good, but after all that was only a week worth of food. Now, I want to talk about Maggie's plan to solve this. Which is
I'm ready for this.
In the chat first, let's see. KCTWD says that scene of Gerald's blood falling on the dormant walkers and all the walkers woke up was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cinematography was great.
Yeah, that was solid.
Though you would think, drip, drip, they're starting to stir. Let's stab as many as we can before they get up. You know, let's get into action now and not wait till they stand up to have to start attacking them.
I swear, it's like every single show that I've ever watched, there's situations where I'm like, why are you standing there?
Right?
I know there's a dramatic effect, but I'm like, oh, just move. You could be gone by now.
I always say TV logic. Like, you see one reincarnating and you're going to stand there and watch all of them.
Yeah.
Get up. Like,
it's like, I wonder if they're all going to get up. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean.
Oh, wait, now it's time to fight.
What's that?
No, I said, oh, wait, now it's time to fight.
Yeah. I mean, they could have also, while they were waiting out there, very stealthily started stabbing.
That's what I was waiting on, but they never did.
It's like they're already asleep, so let's, you know, take care of them now. But, all right, so Cleo Griffith says, hey, you're welcome back. I'm sad this is the last season. I got into this show late 2017, but got into it real hard. Rick and Michonne hooked me. Yeah, Rick and Michonne did something to me too, you know, but, well, not so much Rick. He was a wimp. Kicked his ass.
You did beat him up.
The guy can't fight to save his life.
Rick always getting beat up.
Yep. He had to be saved by Carl. He had to be saved by Michonne. You know.
Him and Mark from Invincible.
I will say you took out Joe pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's different. That's different.
That was brains over brawn, definitely. Definitely.
Bergman must like his main characters get in their ass kicked a lot because Rick from Walking Dead and Mark from Invincible just have that in common.
Girl, abused.
Yeah, for someone called Invincible, he's very vincible.
He is
I'm
very.
telling you.
So Corey says, still waiting to see a Walker use a rock to smash a glass door like in the first season.
I was gonna bring it up, but I didn't.
But you got to consider almost the first season's almost a different show, other than the characters.
It really is though.
Because the Biters acted so much different. You know, they seemed curious. They seemed to remember stuff. You know,
Teddy Bear Walker.
Teddy Bear Walker walking around with that. The guy, the freaky Walker who was like, I don't know, something distinct about him in Atlanta. He was just like looking at everybody like,
Oh, the super creepy one.
Yep.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
The one that was like in the suit? Yeah.
The one that had, was still a Walker that I will never forget still to this day. The one that was trying to get Andrea in the RV. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Walker. There's Walkers that they always stand out to me and I always remember. He's
and the well Walker too. Not because it was like necessarily scary, it was just super gross. That's why it stands out.
Very gross.
Super gross. I agree.
Oh, speaking of which, I know this kind of goes into the whole Maggie and Negan thing, but there was so much reminiscent from Days Gone By in that tunnel too, because there was all of the people wrapped up just like at the hospital, and then there was also a teddy bear. I was like, wow, okay, there's some
So look out for Easter eggs all season long, throwbacks to earlier episodes. You know, I think it should be a drinking game. Every time you see a throwback to a previous episode, take a drink, and by the end of the episode, you'll die of alcohol poisoning. I think that's what's going to happen. So the lurkers were in the comics. Deborah says, kind of like if they don't have food around, they stay dormant. Makes sense.
Okay.
Except when, the plot requires them not to be dormant. KC TWD says if they clear out that military base, they can have another base, and they all don't have to live in Alexandria, so they can have two spaces for food. Cleo says they had two going at the same time, lifting the meals and the ladies. Kayla agreed, Jaz. The cinematography was in the first episode of season 11 was awesome. I agree. They've done some amazing things. Though that sky in the beginning looked hella fake. What do you think? That sky when, Daryl was looking off in the distance dramatically and...
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
I just have some beef with how dark it is. Like how dark it would be so awesome if I could have actually seen details instead of like pausing and being like, what kind of place is that?
I was literally struggling to see.
I thought it was like a commercial at first for like something, and then
Well, the problem is, it would actually be really much darker in real life. So them going down there with flashlights, at night. Why they went at night? I don't know why they went at night instead of during the day when natural light.
Probably Maggie's idea. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, well, she never impressed me that much. Even when she took her shirt off. But anyway, I digress. Miss K says, KC says, all that. I'm happy they all have weapons, but I wish all the main people had different, unique weapons, except bows. There aren't enough weapons, so, understands why. Corey says, for sure, never bothered me that they could do that. Honestly, the show is awesome regardless. The show operates on what's going to drive the plot forward, so rules are kind of like... Let's talk about Maggie and her decision to go... Do you think she's... I'm sure there's some food at her old place, but do you think that's the main reason she wants to go back and, retake her own place, or is it all about revenge?
I think it's all about revenge for her.
I think it's both. But I think it's really about the food, because at the end of the day, if they had the food, she wouldn't want to go all the way out there. Like, she came back to come home. But
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how everlasting Negan's skill is for reading people? Because it never crossed my mind that Maggie was bringing him to drag him through the fucking mud and just hoping he would die along the way some kind of way. Oh my God, I love him.
So, can we talk about the speech that he gave now, or do we need to wait for that a little bit?
Well, I think we can pretty much skip past the fact that Maggie. I think a lot of it is revenge, but let's get to this actual thing. Yeah, I was shocked that Negan was in the first place. It's like, I don't see him being like, yeah, I'll go do a raid on this place that I've never seen against a foe that I don't know anything about. Sure.
But Negan knows the way. So apparently that was like an area that Negan had been in.
The map.
He was like, y'all got me fucked up. I'm not finna go do this. Like, I'm not doing it.
Okay, so like when he actually spoke up and was saying his piece about how messed up this whole plan was, and that they're just following it because it was Maggie's plan. I took to Facebook and I found like I'm not sure I'm sure you're all familiar with Friends, but like there's that scene where Joey like eats all this cake afterwards and he has chocolate all over his face. He says, "I'm not even sorry." I posted that GIF with saying "I love Negan," and then like right after I sent it, he mentioned Glenn, and I'm like, oh God,
what am I doing?
You have to go there. I was up there, I was like, yes, Negan's preach it, and then he's like brings it up Glenn, and it was just, oh my God.
Y'all know I'm team Glenn, so when Daryl was right on cue with the punch, I'm like, yes, bitch. You're not even allowed to say
I was with him up until that moment.
He was telling the truth though.
He really was.
It was Daryl's face for me because it never even occurred to Daryl, because Daryl not even thinking about Negan. He's like, my sister's back. Let's hope she stays around.
Well, I think that's part of the fucked up thing is that before Maggie came back, Daryl and Negan had at least a working relationship. They weren't buddy, but they had some respect. Negan had saved Daryl's life a couple times. Daryl saved Negan. They seem to be working well together.
Negan saved everybody.
What's that?
I said Negan saved everybody from Alpha.
Saved everybody from Alpha. Saved Judith.
Except for the people he might have killed at Hilltop in the battle as collateral, but yeah.
Well, in his defense, what was he supposed to do? Blow his cover and say, I'm not going to attack this place? He was one guy shooting arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make him like, it doesn't mean that like he didn't do anything. He did. But my whole thing with Maggie and Negan is like, I think that this happens a lot, specifically in The Walking Dead, is that it's either one extreme or the other. Like, because I don't think necessarily that going down there was an awful idea, because up top was horrible. Like they could have been in some like really deep shit. Like they could have, ran into something really awful. They were already in something awful. Something awful could have happened. Down there was just as awful, but like it's almost like there's one person that's like, okay, we need to like persevere no matter what. Don't stop. Okay, there's a minor issue. Oh well, who cares? We're gonna have to move on anyway. Let's go. And then there's someone that's like thinking about every single little minute thing and finding fault with it. Because I do think Negan made great points, but Maggie also is also like, you do have to persevere to a certain amount. Like, you've been in a worse situation. These people are tied up. Like, they're not really down now. And let's not forget, I see a lot of people like sticking their neck out for Gage here. And yes, he's a teenager, but wasn't he one of the people that was about to beat Lydia to a pulp? So I wasn't exactly that big on like, I was like, okay, then bye, leave. Like,
as soon as I saw him, Sarah, I laughed and I said, not the last Hilltop teenager, like the last one, girl. I didn't even know that was his name. So thank you for telling me his name.
Yeah, I didn't know that was his name either.
I literally didn't even know he had a name. I just knew one was Rodney because he said it in that scene right before they showed them on the pipes.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Where's Rodney?"
Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason I know the other one name.
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, Negan might have been a little bit nitpicky, but I think he was right.
He
It's
always
like,
is, though.
I mean, the town has a week's worth of food. They just got him a week's worth of food. So they're going back. They're going back to attack this other place. They don't have a timetable. They're not coordinating. So if they waited out the storm a bit instead of going through these tunnels where there could be, I don't know, a whole bunch of bitas and bags, and who knows what you're going to run into in the dock there. Maggie is so hell-bent on getting to her old place that she's not thinking, it's like, okay, well, they're not expecting us at a certain time. We don't have a timetable. So if we wait a few hours, wait for the rain to abate, or even wait till the next morning, we can then make better time and not have to worry about something creeping up on us in the dock or.
Yeah.
So I think Negan was correct. And I think Daryl, every time Negan tried to make a suggestion, was like, we're not going to listen to Negan because he's not in charge, and he's trying to be in charge. And it's like, no, he's just trying to, like,
I do think they definitely picked a group of people that they're not going to give Negan a shot at all. Like, they're not going to give him a shot at all. No matter what point he makes, even if it's completely 100% valid, they're not going to listen to him. And that's why I'm like, it's so hard, because it's like you have an immovable force up against a rock. Like, you have somebody that's like super, super hell-bent on getting there, and then you have someone that will not listen to them, and that person will not listen to them either. It's a two-way street, because no matter what happens, Negan is still going to try and like one up in some way. Like, even his snarky remarks, like if you legitimately do want to like press forward with your ideas, maybe calling someone Mantits isn't the best idea.
Yeah.
Well, he's the most tactful.
Yeah, definitely not.
I really appreciated him giving Maggie the chance to kill him. And this is my thing. Y'all know Glenn is my whole heart, right? The thing that I don't understand with Maggie, are you going to kill him or not? Because at this point, you're risking everybody's lives just to not do what Negan is saying do. So that's just what I don't understand. So I was kind of going back and forth with that, like, you getting on my fucking nerves because you reckless, because you mad because Negan there, but he didn't ask to go. You made him come. You want him to die, but you're not gonna kill him. Like,
Your cat.
pick a struggle. I can't tell you how to feel. You watched him murder your husband, but pick a struggle. That's just me watching TV.
Right?
Like,
That's how I
pick
feel
a
too.
struggle.
I'm sorry I giggled. I saw your cat's tail. It made me
Yeah.
happy. Cute.
Aw.
Cats are awesome. Yeah, but I have to say, Gage had the perfect, description of Negan. He's a dick, but he's right.
He's a dick, but he's right. Yep.
That spot on. He's such a dick, but he's right. He doesn't know how to portray his stuff, and I don't think any suggestion. You're right, Mama. Whatever suggestion comes from him, they're not.
It's
gonna
just
listen.
not.
There's a door right here. Oh no, we're gonna go take the long way around.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, it could literally be the
door. You know.
Literally anything to go against Negan at this point. And I'm like, y'all brought him there because he know the area. And then, like, I didn't even know Negan knew the area until Daryl said it. And I'm like, so why y'all not listening to him? What we doing?
Exactly.
Because y'all could have left him at home if everybody was gonna have an attitude. But at the same time, I was laughing because every time Negan opened his mouth, everybody shut him down.
Yeah, it was
Like,
funny. It was funny.
everybody. I'm like, yes. It was so funny. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, why did y'all bring him if y'all
Yeah.
talk shit to him still? But damn, y'all ain't gonna listen to the plan because y'all being real risky around here.
So, quick, Ms. Kayla says, the beginning scene was cool. We all agree with that. She liked that as a screensaver. Cleo says, I think Maggie was like the governor in this episode, lying to her people to get them to go on this dangerous mission, and yet...
Ooh, I like it, actually.
You know,
Hey, what do you
all
have to
about
say
that.
about that? What do you have to say about that, Governor?
Well, I do think she has better breasts than I do. Not by much, but somewhat. Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily lie. I just didn't reveal all the information. I mean, time one was my people, and I'm like, we need to get rid of Rick and his crew.
No, your people knew exactly what they was getting into. You was like, fuck Rick, we about to go kill him, and then they just got scared. Maggie is just like, come on, I'm figuring this shit out as I go.
Right. So. Even the second group, the second attack, I'm like, we need to take this place from them. You know, I just didn't tell them I had history with everybody. So
exactly.
So, you know, I just left things out. I didn't lie. I resent that.
Total side note here, but Tara's reaction to that always makes me laugh because I feel like that's one of the most realistic reactions to have, and like nobody really has those realistic reactions. She's like, he chopped the guy's head off with the sword. What are we doing? Exactly. It always makes me laugh.
Tara was not with the shits when she got there. She was the first one to volunteer, but when she got there, she was like, "Oh no, this ain't."
Like, wait a second,
she's a crazy one. She ain't shooting out one bullet. She was just like, "I can't believe I was with this."
I'm gonna wait back here for my girlfriend, and hope she doesn't die. Oops, she's dead.
I'm gonna go that way.
Literally.
So Corey says that Maggie is losing her leadership qualities. I mean, she used to be a character that I could stand.
Yeah,
but now
I would agree with that.
But now she's just annoying, and you know, angry all the time. You know,
wouldn't you be though?
We just don't like the way she's grieving. I feel like that's the way we should put it.
But at this point, it's been how many years? I mean, yes,
it don't matter. She watched it. Matter. She watched it. It could be 50 years. I'm still upset. Like.
Yeah,
I know. Even I haven't went back to watch it.
KCTWD says I was agreeing with Negan until he said Glenn, and I do have to throw in that Jeffrey Dean Morgan actually
fought against that
to not say that line because it just didn't make sense for him to, you know, throw any tolerance out the window. Saying the G word. You know, that was not a bright thing for the character Negan to do, and that's why Jeffrey's like, why would he say that? You know, unless he's trying to get people to see Maggie and Daryl as loose cannons. But, you know, most of them know the story. They all know the story. They all know what he did.
I was surprised he said it. He said, "You're not gonna drag me through the mud like Glenn or whatever." He said,
like a dog.
Yeah, I was like the audacity, man.
It's like,
I can't believe it,
yeah, buddy.
Like you was doing good. Goodness gracious.
Deborah says Maggie's revenge is kind of like Rick's grief leading them, which, you know, I can see that. And I think part of her revenge is wrapped up in the grief. It's like she's lost a husband to this dickhead, Negan, and she's not killing him, but she lost this new home that she'd found to these pricks, and she's damn well not going to let that stand. You know, she may not be able to get her husband back, but she can go back and reclaim what was hers. So I think that's wrapped up. Her revenge is wrapped up in her grief.
It's like she feels like she personally failed the other one, even though the decision was taken from her. So she's like, this isn't taken from me. So I'm gonna do my absolute best to make this right, because we have to remember, like, we've had time hops and there's been things that happen in between them that are really important, and we have to take that into consideration for the characters. And she was with this community at the very least for years. So, she knew these people probably the same amount of time that she knew the people that we see her with now that are, like, our team family. So, these people are her family as well. So, losing all of these people and only having, like, a handful
Herschel was a baby when she left. He was in a stroller. He wasn't even walking yet, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't. He was, I think all the shots of him were her holding him. So, it was.
Literally, 7?
Yeah, so he even knows that this community as family as well. Like, he doesn't know our
Uncle Daryl, basically, you know.
Yeah, it's really tough. Like, grief can just manifest in so many different ways, and most of them are ugly. And it's just a shame because I don't know. It's all tough.
Well, I had to break this to you, but during the time jump, she went off to be a spy, and that didn't work out. I'm sorry. That's what really happened. Her spy gig didn't work out. No, you make a good point. She's been with these people for a lot of years. Probably banging coal. It's like, she's got her, but she's still carrying a torch for Glenn.
Yeah.
Did you see Heath on the Wall of the Lost?
I paused that and was looking to see if Heath was on there, and I couldn't find him. I should have looked longer. He was on there.
He was on there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was on there for real.
Not his picture, but his name.
It was.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. When I saw it, the first thing I said was like, bitch, Heath better be on this wall. But it was
Right.
10,000 pictures. I couldn't look. It was too much going on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was like, I wanted to slow down and look at every single picture on that wall and see how many people are on there. That's what I want. And Tales of the Walking Dead, I want some of those stories.
Yeah, you have to go back and watch it again and just pause it to look for all the pictures and notes.
Yeah.
We're video editors. We'll just friggin' take the frames
that
out.
too, that too.
Get a straight frame of it though. That's the thing. It was mostly at an angle.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard. And when was they gonna tell us that Yumiko got a whole sister?
Brother.
I thought it was sister.
Brother.
Oh, see, I only watched it one time. I should have watched it again.
No, it said, have you seen my sister Miko? And it said from Tommy, and there was a casting announcement for Tommy, and it's a guy. So
okay, all I saw was so she the sister. Okay,
she's the sister.
so if there's a casting announcement for Tommy, she's gonna run into him. More in the chat. KC says they honestly could have stayed near the stairs, so when the storm was over, come up. That's what Negan wanted to do, so they weren't gonna do that. Corey says the way Maggie is dealing with everything currently is horrible for the group. The way Tyrese went out trying to be all peaceful and whatnot before dude from Terminus set off his fuse. Which kind of makes sense, though I don't think Tyrese added much say. I want to know what happened to Maggie going to be with Georgie. I believe they mentioned that. Right?
They
she
did.
was with Georgie. Georgie went on and Maggie stayed behind.
Yeah, so Georgie's still out there. It's open-ended.
Or she's,
Georgie again, hopefully.
Or she's Beta Chow.
I just want to say boo to Yumiko getting Machond's comic book moment. And that's all I have to say about that.
So.
I say boo because I wanted it to be King Ezekiel.
Now that would have been good.
We're going to need to talk about the Commonwealth pretty soon, but...
Please.
but Casey said the funniest scene was when Negan said, "This is God telling us to get out." And Gabriel said, "I'm pretty sure you would have ran that past me first." And I'm like, dude, your faith is gone. You fucking beat, a guy to death with Aaron's fucking arm. You are not a holy man anymore.
One dynamic that I actually have always enjoyed, and y'all know I'm not a Father Gabriel fan, but the Father Gabriel and Negan dynamic is hilarious.
Yeah,
it really is.
Every time I see them, I'm like, just remember when these two motherfuckers were surrounded by walkers and Gabriel lost his eyesight because he goofy. But yeah, their dynamic is hilarious.
Yeah, that's exactly. Casey says Gabriel and Negan's banter is pretty funny. It's a good dynamic.
Father, not the father.
What's that?
Father, not the father.
Father, not the father.
Father, not the father. Exactly. You creeped me the hell out. Corey says Maggie will have to come back to reality soon enough. Something drastic enough happens, like Negan leaving her behind. LOL.
I just forgot, but we got to remember, Maggie could have killed Negan and she didn't do it. She never thought he would get out of jail. So this kind of is new to her, him walking around like a regular person. She don't know how to feel about it. Because it's like, he been doing some good shit, but it's always going to be fuck Negan. So she never thought he would get out of jail. Like, she literally left, he was in jail, and she came back, and he just out here thriving. So she don't even know how, she up to speed as far as they done told her what happened, but the emotions ain't gonna never be there. She ain't gonna never.
They didn't exactly lay it out very reasonably. They're like, well, when they attacked, Negan was with them. But, you know, he also saved us. So she's like, well, he does whatever he wants to do at the time. They didn't like say, look, Negan escaped. He had to pretend to be with them. And he was with them
Carol
when they
let him out.
attacked, you know.
Yeah.
Carol let him out. Carol told her the first day she got back, she said, I want to be the one to tell you. Yep. Carol told her.
You know, I didn't think about this, but I know that obviously whenever Rick got Negan and it was like the end of it and he made the decision to keep him alive, Maggie lost a piece of herself because she never got revenge. And now she comes back and yet again a single person makes a decision to let Negan out. And it's not a group thing, much like the first time one person makes a decision. So she feels like she's lost it like all over again. She's like, what am I here for?
Yeah. Well, I don't think she ever, like, it's bad enough to her that he's still alive, but I don't think she ever saw him not being in jail. Like, she wasn't expecting to have to see this man.
But
I mean, like, even if we're talking,
do you really think if she kills Negan that's gonna make her all better?
It's not.
No.
So, I mean, she's just got to get the fuck over it. I mean, I agree Negan should be back in jail. But right now they don't even have a fucking jail to put him in because the Whisperers fucking overran Alexandria, fucked shit up. So now he's working along with everybody else to rebuild shit. So just leave him be. But let's get to the cliffhanger or the train car hanger.
Wait, so ain't nobody gonna talk about Dog? Forget Maggie and Negan for 2 seconds. Can we talk about Dog? Because where the fuck he at?
Well, he found a way out.
That made me so anxious. Like, oh, that dog better be okay wherever it is.
Part of me laughed because I was like, it had to be Dog because it had to be Daryl to squeeze through that tiny hole in the ground with the giant, like the biggest weapon out of all the people. Like, I think of it as crossbow.
Literally. And I laugh because do y'all really think that a large breed dog is gonna let you pick him up and put him on top of some shit? No.
That was a tough situation. Yeah, I'm very worried for Dog. He's like my favorite character, probably the smartest one, the entire bunch. Though I will say Ross and Carol and Rosita showed that they were fucking smart by not going on this fucking suicide run. But, so, here we are. Maggie's trying to get up. Biters are grabbing her by the feet. Negan looks over at this woman who said that she wants to kill him so badly. And then it goes away. Right now, JDM is saying that, of course he'd do that shit. But I'm wondering if he's actually going to, like, save us. I have not seen episode 2 yet.
I haven't. I didn't want to spoil it for anybody. So.
I've seen the
I didn't want to go into this today knowing what happened.
Exactly.
So
I'm going to watch it, like, later.
It's out already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The second episode's out on the AMC Plus app thing. Yep.
Why is Walking Dead giving them out so early? They said it's season 11. We giving y'all all this shit.
Right?
Like, what?
Well, that actually pisses me off. I mean, before they did it for the finale, or they did it for the premiere, it was a week ahead. Then it was like you could watch it on
Thursdays, yeah.
So at least, so you got a little bit ahead, but it wasn't like an entire fucking week.
Right. Yeah, I thought it still came out on Thursday.
No, it's still a 1 week ahead for anyone on AMC Plus. And all
I had a friend who was like, I already saw the episode 2 and it's so good. I'm like, shh, I can't watch it till I'm done with this panel thing on Tuesday night because I don't want spoilers.
And now
to give away any
Reactors
spoilers.
are releasing the reactions like early before it's released, before the episode is released for the general public on AMC, which pisses me off because I want to wait until everyone's had a chance to see before I put out my reaction. And now I'm getting, shit for views because everyone's already watched reactions. So, or either that or they hate the puppet. One of the
Puppet's
two.
cute. Come on, you guys.
Some people apparently don't like the puppet.
Puppet's
All right.
great.
The puppet is awesome. He just got new shoes because he didn't have shoes. So, he needed boots, and we found them. They're like size 5 toddler, but, they work for him. But anyway, so I'll be adjusting the next one. It may be me and the puppet doing the next reaction together. And
or rotate and do every other one.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try to see how we work as a tag team. See how that works. Maybe a little banter between us. He seems to think it's a good idea. He doesn't want to skip weeks because he's afraid people won't like him anymore. So, I think, who thinks Negan is going to end up saving Maggie, since no one has seen it yet? And in the chat, shut the fuck up. Do not tell us.
I really want him to, but I mean, the woman just basically almost murdered him right there with putting a gun to his face. And is it? I can't think of her name. The actress for Princess.
Paolo.
Paolo, that's right. Yeah, she said even on Talking Dead that Maggie needs to be a little bit scared. So, and I kind of actually agree with that because she seemed like she was running the show this episode, and maybe she needs to realize that big bad Negan needs some help from him too. Maybe. I mean, I'm hopeful that the next episode's going to show him saving her in some fashion. I'm not really sure, but Negan's always going to be Negan.
Well, I think Negan, first and foremost, except for certain circumstances, like i.e. Lydia, Judith, situations like that, when it involves a child, I think everyone has a tender heart when it comes to kids, for the most part. Even hardened criminals, don't mess with kids because it's wrong. But I think most of the time, except for those circumstances, Negan is looking out for himself. It would be better if Maggie was dead. So he didn't save her. I was like, if he saves her, I will literally eat my TV monitor. He's not going to. He's not going to. He wouldn't be in his best interest. Do I think he is going to save her? No. Mainly because I think that possibly they opened up the whole Dog and Daryl going a separate way. Maybe Maggie ends up with him.
I ain't think of it like that. You on to something?
I didn't think of it like that either. Ooh.
I just thought that Daryl and some shit once again. Real quick, y'all. When I guess I'm the only one that didn't see it coming. I love how Sarah sees shit so completely different than me, and I love our Walking Dead conversations. I was sitting here talking shit. Why are y'all building up this anticipation? I know he's finna save her. I'm talking big shit while I'm watching it. And when he walked away, I
just screamed so loud. I'm like,
I could not believe it. I could not. I just knew Negan was about to save her. It never, without a shadow of doubt, 10,000%. I'm talking big shit. Hurry up. Why are y'all building up this anticipation? I know he's finna save her. He walked away. I was like, bitch. What? Is it because she had just told him that she wanted to kill him 5 minutes ago? Do you think he would have did it if she wouldn't have did that?
That and the fact that, he was basically saying this whole plan is a bad idea. So, and it was her plan. So, I mean,
he was like, follow through with your plan.
Big F you. Bye-bye now,
Yeah.
Your plan? Okay, see ya.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he might have went back to grab something to save her.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
No, he left her because he didn't want to. He could have reached him down and picked her up.
Question is why did everybody leave Maggie and Negan for last?
I understand that. Y'all sending the nobodies up there first.
And well, the thing is, I'm thinking if Negan, lets her die, he was the last one with her.
That's going to be it for him.
Very good on him. So
But they thought that Daryl was still down there with him. I thought so. They wasn't even thinking that Negan was by himself with Maggie because it was her. Them was the last three. Because everybody else went up there first. They didn't see Daryl went in the hole, did they?
I can't remember that timeline.
I'm not sure if they saw him. I think Maggie was like, "What the fuck are you doing, Daryl? It's a dog."
He's the type to go off on his own quite a bit, so probably not.
I think because Daryl and Maggie are gone, they not looking like, oh, you killed them, because they know damn well Negan ain't about to kill both of them at the same time. And it's like, especially not right now while he's on thin ice with literally everybody in the group hating him. Now would not be a good time to kill Maggie. I'm
intrigued to see Cole's reaction though, because Cole seems extremely down for Maggie, like no matter what. So I want to see what he says to Negan, because he's not going to cut him any break. He's going to be like, "Where the fuck is Maggie? What did you do to her?"
Well, you see, as soon as they met, wait, is he the one that was like, "This is the dude that killed your husband? We supposed to just leave the door?" Like,
you're supposed to live here with him. Yeah. He was the last person in line that pushed Negan when he was walking through the tunnel too. So like, he doesn't cut him any slack. I know. I laughed at that myself.
We are way behind on the chat, so I'm going to go through some of these really quick, and then we're going to address them later on. Zach,
can we talk about Commonwealth?
Zach says, "I think the Commonwealth is the U.S. government." Ms. Kayla says, "It was so funny how Princess knew what the two gods were doing."
Oh my God, yes, we got to get back to them, because Princess is
idiot savant, kind of, sure lot. Jonathan says, "You're the best villain and my favorite hope. I will see you in trilogy with Rick. Please confirm. Sorry for my grandma." Thank you, but I'm dead, so I don't think, unless it's a flashback. But you might see me in the, Tales of the Walking Dead later on.
Can they please give me a Glenn?
I want to see Ezekiel banter more with Mercer. LOL, that was awesome. How did you... that was from Corey. Sanjeev says, "How did Eugene and gang escape cage all at the same time and acquire the suits?" That's what I'd like to know. They kind of skipped that part.
No, because Princess was paying attention. She knew the timing. When everybody broke off, she knew everything. So it wasn't...
Yeah, but how did they, get out without being seen by anybody? Come on, the guards don't all abandon their posts at once. Unless, and we'll get to my unless. Lady says, "Same thing I thought." KC says, "Illegal coughing up blood really made me come to the realization he might die." And also, Princess and Mercer interactions, love it. Admiral Baum, or ADM Baum, Admiral Baum says, "I want the governor puppet."
Oh, there you go. Governor puppet love.
Yep. And we'll come back to the rest. I don't want to talk about the Commonwealth a bit. I think this is a test. The fact that they kind of want to see how resourceful people are, so they made it so that they could escape. It's kind of like what happened with Princess, who was going a little nuts, but, grabbing that one guard. It's like, she didn't get in trouble for that, because they want resourceful people. So I think the fact that they noticed the pattern and they weren't stuck in there for months and they figured out a way to escape, they're like, okay, these are the kind of resourceful people we want.
They was there a few hours.
This is the true test. So once they actually get out that door, it's like, hey, we know you're the kind of people we want in our group. This is all a test to see what kind of people you were. And, what you would put up with. And, you passed. Yay. So, you're not fascists.
Can we talk about them two people that's been in there for 9 months? Because I was weak as fuck. Them people was just not even there mentally.
Yeah.
That's not someone that they would want on, the show. Or, in their community.
They couldn't even understand English from them at that point. They were literally just out of their mind.
Well, I mean, they must have been getting interrogated just like the rest of our group for days and days and days and days. I probably would have lost it too.
Hi guys, it's me. Just want to say hi. Got new shoes.
Wait, real quick, can we talk about, okay, what are the results of your last physical? Excuse me.
Right?
People only usually get routine physicals as a child to go to school, and then they pretty much disappear when you're an adult. Everybody's an adult, and on top of that, been in the apocalypse at least 10 years. Nobody's easily had a physical in 15 years. So how are we supposed to know that?
How can Yumiko not remember? I remember my first zip code. I'm sure you know. How could you not remember her zip code?
Yeah, I can remember mine too.
No, Eugene remembered everyone from his whole life.
Yeah, and he was like, I could tell you.
Speaking of Eugene, one of those zip codes is in, drumroll, Texas.
Yeah, he's from Texas.
Yeah, but it's from a specific place that people are now gathering the tapes where it said like Eugene Abe. Was it Eugene Abe from Fear? So now everybody's like, oh snap, it's gonna happen. It might be a Tales episode. Especially with Michael back, like doing stuff with The Walking Dead. Michael Cudlitz.
Okay. What are you doing? He's still directing and stuff?
Yeah, he's directing.
Yeah.
Okay. Love that for him.
He's around the area. I'm hoping so bad. I just want it so bad.
Do y'all remember the results from y'all last physical?
No.
I don't even remember my last physical.
Vaguely, I was told, don't eat anything that tastes good. That's what my doctor said.
I didn't even know
I'm
physicals
sure
had
that's what my doctor would say too. So
they're like, you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
Where is your
literally
community?
like I didn't even know they had results.
I admire the fact that they figured out their story ahead of time. So it's like they would all be on the same page. Because they didn't want to say, oh, we did that. They gotta have enough of a story that they could give some details without giving away the fact that they do have a community.
That lady was like, "Where is your group? What group?" Like, I was so scared that in between the flashes, right? I was scared that somebody was gonna slip up, but they was all on the same page, and I'm like,
and Princess was like killing me the entire time because they were like, they found me on the road, they loved me,
right?
Can I get my $2 back?
Please get her $2 because I was mad.
I know, I saw that whole thing full of money, and I was like, no, her $2 bill.
Yeah.
Please let me in there.
Please get her
confiscated for destruction. Why are they burning money? I mean,
it was a big container of it.
I mean, pretty useless right now. So
you could use it for fuel for burning.
Right.
It's like just not destroy it.
I think they're using it to maybe track where people have been. I don't know, because it's a big ass bin outside that they show, and all the money got X's on it. Because that's why it was like, where did you get this? Like they asking for a reason.
Yeah.
He was like, this was from my first job, so give me my $2.
Give me my $2 back. I would be the same. Like she managed to keep it this long into the apocalypse. Come on, let her have her $2 bill.
Please,
right?
Take all her money. At least give her $2 bill.
I still got a couple $2 bills hanging around my house somewhere.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I have some in a little memory box.
No one wants to actually spend those things. All right, let me catch up with the chat because we're actually almost out of time here. Namaste Nadine says the cliffhanger, one of the best premiere in 11 seasons.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Lady Hotep says think it's too far gone now to just put Negan back in jail. She also says, hey, does anyone know if you can pay for the app and watch it on iPad or phone? I know before you had to have basic cable.
No, you can have Prime now. That's how I have it.
Yeah, I tried to look for it for $2 a month, but I can't find that special. So
I got an email about it. That's how I got it. It was like, you got Amazon Prime? Get AMC Plus for $2.
I saw that ad on Twitter.
I had AMC Premiere, and I paid for it for a year, and now they're telling me, oh, it's going away, but you can get AMC Plus. We're going to send you an email, but in the meantime, I can't get into my app to actually do anything, to actually cast it. So I have to actually record it on my computer and then cast it to my TV. It's a pain in the ass.
That's
Wait,
not
real
right.
quick about that comment you just read, that comment that said this is one of the best cliffhangers. I agree, because the only 2 cliffhangers to ever blow my mind that I never saw coming was Rick being alive on that damn helicopter and Maggie not saving Negan. Just about anything else to me has been like, it made sense, but I did not see Negan not saving Maggie, and I did not see Rick being on the helicopter.
First time you said Maggie not saving Negan, and it's like, that wouldn't be a cliffhanger.
Oh, Negan not saving Maggie.
We knew what you meant.
Right.
Let's see. Tarek Sedman says you should have thought of the governor puppet way back when. It's too late now. The genie is out of the bottle.
I don't get it.
It's never too late. Come on.
It's never too late for puppets.
Right.
But maybe if I had started with the puppet instead of this, handsome face, then it'd be different. People would be like, we just like the puppet. Fuck you and your humanness.
Literally, like, you can't win.
Ms. Kayla says, I haven't seen anything about episode 2 yet, so just so y'all know. Yoda says, nobody knows. Deborah says, yes, you can watch the app on any device. Cleo says, the leader's always going last, and she did say her people voted her to lead. So, yeah, Alita would make sure that everyone else got out, but still, bad.
Not all people are born to lead.
Okay. Ms. Kayla says, love your shirt, MamaDeadHead. So show off your shirt.
Yay.
And yet, I smile.
Kari got a real just soothing voice.
Adventure says, hope you guys are doing great. Casey says, of course, Eugene remembers all the zip codes. Because, come on, he's the kind of person who remembers all his zip codes with the +4s, all his area codes, all his phone numbers. It's
every club he was in school, what the papers he wrote, like, sir.
Yeah.
In June 1998, I had a GPA of 3.9, but only because, I skipped gym class.
I was going to make a gym class joke, okay.
Yeah, Deborah loves all Eugene's answers. Ms. Kayla says those Commonwealth people even asked what the last bowel movement was like. Come on, this.
Yeah, that was a little too. Come on.
We're not necessarily eating good. We're living out on the road 10 to 11 years into the apocalypse.
Hey,
I'm not
but they
necessarily
asked a
getting all of
question
my
that
daily fiber.
they asked a question that me and Machond have been asking for forever. What do you use to wipe?
Yes.
Valid question.
Casey points that out. Well, in the Commonwealth, you can use all that fucking money.
Right.
Well, there you go. Yep.
It didn't say actually confiscated for destruction. It said confiscated for defecation. A little bit different. So, yeah. What do you work with?
I am curious what they're gonna do now with Yumiko, because the board, the Wall of the Lost, said like flag these people for expedited entrance into Commonwealth, which everything's so different from the comic. Obviously it can't be the same, but it just like I can't wrap my head around how they can possibly do it. And I don't know, I'm at a loss.
Well, how is she gonna go back? Is she gonna sneak back into her cage and say they left? I don't know what happened.
I don't think they're gonna leave her. I think they're all gonna stay. What do you think?
I think absolutely they would all.
I mean, they're gonna leave her.
We have to think of the people here too, like Princess, King Ezekiel, Eugene. If they were to find a family member, they would all want to stay. And so, well, not Princess, but like if she would be running, but like everybody else, and then everybody else would support that. I don't think
Eugene's still looking for Stephanie.
Yeah, we don't have anybody that would pull back on that at all. I think
I still think that definitely things are set up somehow.
I'm just scared about. I don't know if it's a setup, but that is a good theory of like them being able to get out so easily. I just don't want them to treat Ezekiel no different because they know he's sick. Like they know he's lying. Sir, you're coughing up blood.
I love the fact that when they saw the people dragged away and Eugene's like, all right, gotta go. Just the way he said that was hilarious.
What did Ezekiel call his thing? Did he call it a benign tumor or like a benign cyst? What did he call it?
He said a benign growth he's had since birth.
Yeah, that's what he said. And they just like,
they're like,
we're not buying it.
Well, I mean, hey, maybe I know that everybody is thinking that's a bad thing because I'm thinking that's a bad thing because he's like my favorite character. So of course I think he's gonna die every second of every episode. But maybe it is a positive thing as far as like maybe this will get him expedited entrance into Commonwealth for treatment.
Hopefully, please.
I mean, so long as he doesn't become the voice of reason, I think he might be okay.
R.I.P.
I think he's like, I think he's far,
then it's down.
I think he's far past the voice of reason. He always has uplifting speeches.
He is like the light of life itself.
He really is.
Nobody has matched his energy other than Princess.
Ninja's Adventure says, I feel like Mercer might be a spy, maybe an anti-hero. I don't think we've seen enough of him to gather that. But Ninja does have an interesting point about fear. I wonder when the nuclear explosion from Fear takes place. Because they said it spread to a few places around the world or something. So will that affect... I mean, the Commonwealth is closer to the explosions than Alexandria. So they might have been affected somehow.
Where is the Commonwealth? What state are we in?
Well, I know Princess was in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
So, and they were traveling west, so somewhere in Ohio.
In the Midwest?
I'm not even sure, but they're definitely closer, at least somewhat, to Fierce. We'll see what happens there. So, overall, I have to say this is a good opener. Great cliffhanger. Definitely wondering about Pumpkin Spice Ranger and his crew in the Commonwealth. But I love Ezekiel's sass to him. But so let's each give our final thoughts. Then we'll do some shameless plugs and we'll get the fuck out of here. So, Sean, why don't you start? Final thoughts.
This was a very good season opener. I don't know where the hell we're going from here, but I am going to be comparing it to the comics because I finished them. And if you haven't read them, you need to. I was very much enjoying the Mercer and Princess eye contact. Don't know if it's going to go like the comics, but love to see that. As long as my favorite people stay alive, it'll be fine. Everything's fine. Hopefully we get something with Machond and Rick. We'll always be missing them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now that I know that the episode is out, it looks like my 11/2 reaction will be out sooner rather than later. So head over to patreon.com/MachondReacts.
All right, Mama.
I am so happy the King Ezekiel is alive. I just want to say that. So happy this man is still alive. And I mean, Maggie and Negan were like great. I love the banter. I love everything involving that. But like my heart is so with Commonwealth. Like I can't even deny that. Like it's so much fun to see my favorite characters from the comics, Princess and Mercer, interacting with King Ezekiel, because it's always been like a dream. Like I remember when Princess came into the comic series and I was like, oh man, like King Ezekiel would love her. Like he would just adore her. And I see the way that like he looks at her, like not romantically, but just like, wow, like just like a breath of fresh air. Like to see him smile again is just like awesome. I mean, and yet I smile, but he has not been smiling lately. So it's just really nice to see his interactions. It just gives me dreamy heart eyes at all of the interactions that he has, even if they're a little bit spicy like they were with Mercer. But alas, you can find me at MamaDeadHead on every social media. And I am going to go watch the second episode after this, so wish me luck.
Must be nice to have all of your favorite characters being alive.
Yes, it is.
Must be nice.
Jaz?
All right. You can find me on Instagram at Jazzy.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts first. Okay, sorry. Final thoughts. I don't really know what's gonna happen, and I really like that feeling that I don't know what's happening, but I know it's gonna be a good ride, and I'm excited, and will probably put on the next episode once I get off of this as well, just because I can't wait to see it now.
There goes our post-panel chat.
All right.
And you can find me at Jazzy Diva, JAZZZYDIVA, or Rose City Widow on Instagram. And also you can check out the Honeybees Sing on Instagram and the Vancouver Master Chorale on Instagram.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely have to say this was a great season opener. I love the fact that they did kind of leave us a cliffhanger at the end of the last season, but it wasn't this like who's alive and who's not type cliffhanger that really pisses you off. So they were answering kind of what's going on with the Commonwealth, and I just thought it was overall it harkened back to the season 9 opener with that beginning. I just thought it was well done, though I do have questions. And you can find me on Fandom Spotlite, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and Instagram, and Facebook, and fandomspotlight.com. And keep an eye out, just like me. We'll have my second reaction coming out right after I watch this episode. And stay tuned on Fandom Spotlight because we have some panels from Awesome Con coming out. We got Charles Martinet. We've got Carl Weathers again after the last one at Steel City. We have Billy Boyd. We have John Heater and Voice of Palooza, which will be interesting. Plus, we have a bunch of preview stuff from MegaCon Orlando to check out so that you can, so much content is coming down the road. Plus, the governor's puppet might be doing some special videos pretty soon. So, definitely watch for that. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks to my fellow panelists for showing up and putting up with my, charm. Irritability and all that. But thanks, everyone who's watching. Ms. Kayla says Carlos Weathers is awesome. KC, of course, Deborah, Cleo, everybody, Lady, Hotep, Namaste, Nadine. Everybody, thanks for watching. And thanks you guys for joining me. We'll see you in a week. And Governor and his crew out. And I just want to see how long they're going to hold the funny poses. It'll be great.
I was laughing last week.